Hi, it's Terry Edwards here from Drew Coaching, working with recruitment business owners like you, helping you to make more placements, earn more money and work fewer hours. You know, as a recruitment business owner, you and your consultants can sometimes do a lot of work working on vacancies, yet at the end of the day get little or no return for it. And this means that you've wasted your precious time, your resources chasing candidates, and most importantly, you've wasted money. What I'd like to do today is share with you what the most successful recruiters are doing right now that will increase your placements by as much as 27%. Save you time, increase your personal earnings and block your competitors. So please may I share with you the 4 key questions. So once you've picked up the assignment, the first question is, that you ask the client is, look, can I ask you 5 questions, Mrs. Client, that will ensure that when they're answered, we will exceed your recruitment expectations. So the first question is, Mrs. Client, do you want the top performing job title for this role, or just a candidate that's maybe available on the database? Most clients want the top performers. Well, to ensure that you get the top performing job title, we're going to go into your competitor organisations and find the very best for you. For us to do that, Mrs. Client, we're going to need you to share in the process by investing in the retainer. Now, look, before you go any further, I get that some recruitment businesses working on continue to say, well, we don't do that. Well, here's something that we've discovered. Because even if you are a contingency recruiter, recruiting at a really, low salary, and let's say your fee's only 10%, if you only get a retained of, say, £100, you're blocking out your competitors. And do you know what? It's a great way of testing out the commitment of your client as well. So ask the question every single time. We know that some of your clients will say no, as it's not part of our policy. That's okay. But if you don't ask, you are denying them the opportunity to say yes. And if they say no to that question, it's okay. Then the next question to ask them is, Mrs. Client, to ensure we make effective use of your time and get the best candidates for you and your company, can we have this vacancy on an exclusive for the next 10 days? You see, that way you are blocking out your competitors again, because you've got the exclusive for 10 days. Not only that, but it gives you some idea of how committed the client is in working with you. And again, I appreciate some of your clients will say, well, actually, it's too late now because we've actually given this assignment to some of the recruiters as well. But it's still worth asking the question. Now, if they say no to that question, the third question to ask is, again, I want to make effective use of your time and make sure we get the best candidates for your organisation to meet its long-term objectives. Can you give me the interview dates that you're looking to interview these candidates, please? Imagine that every time you talk to a candidate from now on in, you've got some idea when the client is going to interview them. You know what it's like as a recruiter. You find the ideal candidate. This candidate is absolutely perfect for the role. And then you spend 2, 3 days, sometimes a week, chasing a client just to get the interview date. How powerful would it be if you get the interview day before you even start the assignment? So when you talk to your candidate, you can say, do you know what? You tick all the boxes. You're exactly what our client is looking for. The interview dates will be on, let's say, the 10th or the 15th of whatever month. Which of these days would suit you best? The final question to ask after you've asked for the retainer, exclusivity, interview dates, get the date from the client that you can get some feedback from the interview. We've all been there. We get the great candidate, they go for the interview. The candidate rings you immediately saying how much they enjoyed the interview and how they want to be taken forward to the next stage. You're going to spend as much as 2 weeks chasing the clients. But if you get the date before from the client, like before you start the assignment, and by the way, you should confirm all this in writing. So let's say the client says they will interview on the 10th or the 15th, and they will give feedback, let's say, on the 17th of that month. You say, that's great. Let's get a date in the diary now, and where we can have a chat over the phone, and you can give them the feedback on the interviews. So we say 10 o'clock? I mean, how powerful is that? I can guarantee, after you ask these questions every time our clients have done this, their performance has improved, their conversion rate has improved, and they've earned more money and made more placements. And do you know what? You can as well. If you don't get a yes to at least 2 of those questions, don't work with that client. Why would you want to work with a client that won't even give you the date for the interview? Quite clearly, they're not committed to working with you. Walk away and let that client waste your competitor's time money and resources, and leave you to work with clients who want to work in partnership with you.